Hi everybody, Paul Pancake here. Welcome back to another speed build on my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope all of you are doing absolutely amazing. I gotta say that you look stunning today as always. And yeah, I'm just glad that you're here and that I can show you what I built in the past couple of weeks, because I've been building on this for a while now and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. But before we start off talking about this build, I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer that first of all, yes, I'm still not using a face cam because at this moment I'm pre-producing and I'm already at my parents' house, which means I can't really record my face cam here. I didn't want to take all of my equipment. I only wanted to take my PC and my microphone. Turns out I forgot a part of my microphone, which means I'm not even recording this on my real microphone. I'm doing it on my iPhone. Can you imagine? I really don't know how this voiceover is going to turn out. I hope it's not going to be awful, but yeah, I guess I'm going to see that when I'm editing this. So yeah, we are building Ollivanders today, the one-shop Ollivanders. It's super famous. It's from the series Harry Potter. I guess all of you are familiar with Harry Potter, and even if you're not like fans, you know what it is. But yeah, this is basically a very prominent shop in the series where basically every wizard, not every wizard, but many wizards get their wands from. And this is also part of, like, this build is part of a huge collab, or I may even call it like a it's part of a huge project hosted by the amazing Simproved, aka Fry. She's an awesome YouTuber friend of mine, and she also does a lot of Sims content. You guys probably know her because she does stunning builds. And what she planned was basically, I think it's been going on for like almost a year now, is that the whole world of Windenburg will be like remade into a Harry Potter save file, basically. That means that the other worlds won't be touched, but Windenburg will be completely transformed into a different save file. With like only Harry Potter builds and characters and stuff, and I think that's just such a genius idea. And she was kind enough to invite people of her community to just help her with that. So that way it kind of turned into this giant collab, and I'm so honored that I'm allowed to be part of that. And yeah, this is already my second build I'm doing for this project. I did the orphanage where Tom Riddle, aka Lord Voldemort, grew up in a couple of months ago. And yeah, I thought that I was done with the collab doing that, but then it turned out that we were like still missing some lots from the project, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I kind of want to build Ollivanders. I kind of had this vision in my mind because Ollivanders has these really like special, like, yeah, kind of special windows, which I don't really see anywhere. Maybe they're like typically English, old townish. I don't even know the build style windows, but like I've never seen them anywhere except for Harry Potter. And I knew that we would be kind of able to recreate them with tool mod. So I wanted to give it a go, and when I realized that it worked, I was like, hey Fry, can I maybe build Ollivanders? And she was like, sure, go ahead. So that's what I did, and yeah, as you can see, I'm using a lot of tool mod magic, and honestly, what you're seeing right now is definitely not my first attempt at doing this. I've tried around so much, because I wanted to be able to achieve the look. I don't even know, if I won't forget it, I will insert like a reference picture so you guys know what I'm talking about. But like Harry Potter fans will know her Ollivander anyway. But yeah, I try to be as close to the original as possible. Honestly, I gotta be honest, without sounding biased, I think I did a pretty well job. Like, I'm very happy with the way this turned out. And I don't know, like, I couldn't have done it without tool mod, honestly. I like none of it. Also, the interior is it's a lot, so you're gonna see that in a second as well. But like this window front and stuff, as you can see, I'm using a lot of random items and rotate them and kind of make them into new items. For example, like I use these windows from Snowy Escape, which obviously I sized them down with tool mod and then placed tons of them and like rotated them so they were in the right angle. And then I used these tables, which I kind of like flipped and like 180 degrees and then put on as roofs. And I use these slabs from Spa Day, which are absolutely amazing. Like, you can use them for so much. Like, I think I used them in my past build, my last build, I did that for the triangular windows on the roofing. You guys love that. And this is another way to utilize these slabs. So they are very helpful. And yeah, that way I kind of used a lot of different objects to make the aesthetic work. And I'm quite happy with how it turned out. And of course you can see there's the weird like lag of the table. Is it like in Germany we say table lag. I really don't think that that's the word you use in English speaking countries, because if you didn't know, I'm not a native English speaker. I'm actually from Germany, and yeah, sometimes I struggle with English, but yeah, usually my viewers are pretty forgiving about that. But yeah, basically you see some stuff that looks a little weird. Like now you don't, obviously, because we have all the walls up and stuff, but if you look from the inside, you'll see that there was stuff I really had to hide to make, like, yeah, just to basically sell the fantasy, if that makes sense. So you're gonna see that in a second how I did that, but I also use these little, yeah, they're kind of columns, I would say, that you could use, or that I got from the Vampire Game Pack debug, and place them as these little legs, because the original had something similar like that. It doesn't exactly look like that because I just couldn't make the look work that the original had, but I feel like it's pretty close, so I was satisfied with that. And obviously the good thing was that I kind of built everything in a way that I was able to duplicate it. So as you can see, I'm always finishing one side and then I'm duplicating it onto the other side over and over again, if that makes sense. So that way I don't have to do everything twice. So I just saved it as a room and then copied the room onto the other side, because it was exactly 2 tiles wide, which actually helped me a lot. And that way it was a lot faster than you would expect. And yeah, I did cut out some bunch. I think, yeah, this is like the longest build I've ever built, if that makes sense. And the thing is, it's not even just Ollivanders, because as you have probably seen from the thumbnail or like from that little video, like intro video I always show at the beginning of my speed builds, I'm not only building Ollivanders, I'm actually building like a whole diagonally alley. Because in the Harry Potter series, there's this super cute alley which is called Diagon Alley, kind of like a word joke, if that makes sense. And yeah, that's the street that Ollivanders is on, and I didn't just want to build like a single Ollivander and not have any like other houses next to it. It would have looked super weird, so that's why I decided to kind of build like other houses next to it. And also the whole lot is going to flip, like I'm going to rotate it multiple times. I just basically in the beginning I just put it so that I was able to see it in a good light, and that is currently the case, so that's why it's rotated like that. But actually I'm gonna like rotate it like 90, is it 90 degrees? I don't even know. But you're gonna see that. And yeah, so I worked on the other shops as well, and I quickly realized when I was initially done, because I'm still not done, but I'm going to come to that point in a second, I realized that I have so much footage of this, because like this shop plus all the other shops from the Diagon Alley, and they weren't even furnished yet, because that's what I have to do today. I think the footage was around like 20 hours. And well, maybe other builders who built like huge lots, like, I don't know, Sati Sims or Phantasims or also Simproved, like maybe that's like Simproved freaking built Hogwarts. Can you imagine? Like I've seen it already and it looks fantastic. It's also going to be in the save file. You guys are going to be blown away. And yeah, basically, it was 20 hours of footage, and I was like, girl, I can't fit it into one video. And that is why this video is only going to be Ollivanders, and Saturday's video is going to be the rest of Diagon Alley. So that's why, yeah, you kind of saw Diagon Alley and the other shops next to it in the thumbnail, in that little intro video I put in front of my speed builds. But actually, I'm not going to include the way I built the other shops. I'm going to do that on Saturday. I hope you guys are not mad about that. I just didn't know how else to make the thumbnail or that intro video. Like, it would have been weird to just delete the ones, like the houses that I've already built next to Ollivanders, so I did it like that. I hope that it wasn't too misleading. I really did not mean it to be like clickbait or anything, so yeah, please don't be mad about it. And yeah, so I'm going to release the Diagon Alley video on Saturday, because until then I will actually build on it. I actually didn't plan on building anything around Christmas, but I realized that it's kind of odd that, because I actually initially, like, I left the other shops next to Ollivanders empty, and I was okay with that, but then I realized that it's kind of a shame that I only have like these empty shells next to Ollivanders, while Ollivanders is actually gonna end up pretty detailed, and I only like furnished the store windows of these little shops. So I realized, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to furnish them as well. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. And yeah, it's going to be done by tomorrow, because tomorrow, which is Christmas basically, or like in Germany, tomorrow's Christmas, like it's the 24th of December. I'm a little confused with like other countries, but in Germany, like tomorrow's Christmas. And yeah, so the save file is going to be released on the 24th of December, which is tomorrow. And as soon as it's released and stuff, I'm going to link it down in this video description below. Like I said, it's an amazing save file made by a lot of talented simmers, and I am so glad that I can be part of this, and I am so thankful, or like not thankful, but I'm like so amazed by Fry, aka Simproved, that she had this idea and that she actually was able to pull it off. Like, I know that she put in so much effort for this, and so many other simmers. For example, Nando, another simmer friend of mine who is an amazing modder, has like created a super cute map which is like custom made just for this Windenburg Harry Potter save file. Like, guys, this is big. Like, this is going to be a huge, amazing thing, and I can't wait to see the final product. But I'm gonna stop fanboying about this now. And yeah, I'm also planning to do like a special video for the save file. So that means that I'm going to tour some builds and just show you guys what you can do in the world, and yeah, just basically everything, because I'm just so freaking proud of everyone who was in this project. And yeah, but also I know that Fry is also going to make a short video about it, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed to Fry's channel yet, then feel free to do that, because she's an amazing YouTuber, as I already said. And okay, I think I talked enough about like the save file stuff and stuff, because I really didn't want to forget anything. But I think I did the promotion part of the save file. Like I said, it's going to be amazing. Guys, if you're Harry Potter fans, it's probably the thing you've been waiting for your whole life. Okay, that may be a little bit exaggerated, but let's get back to the build. As you can see, I built these custom shelves out of that one wall shelf that we have, because I realized that we don't have any that fit the vibe, and Ollivanders had like a ton of shelves around like all the walls with these little wand boxes in it, and I kind of wanted to recreate that look. And I realized very quickly that I wasn't able to do that except if I would make them myself. So that's what I did. I did that with Toolmod, and I found these little boxes from Get to Work. Like, it's an expansion pack, and they're like in a career. They're like items that you can only unlock if you basically finish some certain level of a career or something. And you can of course always access them through cheats, which is what I did. And I placed them as wand boxes, and honestly, I'm not super satisfied with them, because the swatches aren't great. Like, it's very green, it's very bland, like not really colorful, but it was the best choice. Like, they're literally, I searched the game for so long. If you guys can tell me what else I could have used for these boxes, feel free to do so, but I'm kind of 100% sure that you're not going to come up with a better solution, because I have looked for a better one, yeah, just for a very long time. But I went with these. I think it turned out okay, and as you can see, I placed like a lot of individual boxes in that shelf that you see in front of the store. And what I did basically was, of course, I wasn't going to be like mad and just do that all over and over and over again, but I copied that that little shelf section that I made in the beginning and made it into a room. Yeah, I made it into a room, and then I copied it, and then I placed it into the store. And for example, if I wanted to have a higher shelf, I just sort of placed the same thing onto the same tiles and then elevated it with Toolmod, and that way it was, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I showed it in the video. I just didn't really notice right now, because I was just focused on trying to explain to you guys how I did it, but you can basically see it in the video, I'm pretty sure. Like, I cut out a lot of parts where I'm doing these shelves just because it was very redundant, and I didn't think that you guys will want to see me creating these shelves for like half an hour. You actually already have seen me creating these shelves on stream, because I did stream some parts of this build, because I don't know, I always love doing Harry Potter stuff on stream, and you guys also love Harry Potter, at least the viewers on Twitch. So yeah, you guys were super happy to see this, and I was so glad that I wasn't the only one who was like a huge Potterhead and who loves just stuff or recreating stuff from actual other fandoms in The Sims 4. So yeah, that was great, and I went on to sort of hide these sections with the tables and everything that was just showing. I kind of went ahead and just hid it with like boxes, and every clutter item I was just able to find. And let me just quickly get a sip of my tea because I'm gonna talk a lot in this build. This is again like a half-hour speed build. I'm really sorry that it takes so long again, but there's just a lot of detail in this build and I didn't want to cut out so much, and you guys actually told me that you are okay with longer videos. So yeah, sometimes it just has to be, and I'm very glad that you guys aren't mad at me if I make it a little longer, but still I feel a little bit bad about it because this is like another half an hour yeah, basically me rambling and talking about, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna take a sip of tea now. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just don't know what to really talk about, especially right now. I'm just in a really weird situation because my setup, guys, you don't even want to see my setup. I think while I'm placing clutter in the speed build, I'm just gonna tell you guys about my setup. So basically, I'm sitting in my old room, which is absolutely cluttered with stuff that my parents just put in here because they decided to use my room as like a clutter space, which is fine by me, but I have a little workspace right now. I have a monitor, which is basically sitting on a paper box so that it is higher because the desk is kind of low for my size because I'm actually a pretty tall guy. And I am sitting on a super uncomfortable office chair, which my mom uses, and she's fine with it because she's small and the office chair is also small. So that's perfect. It's like a match made in heaven, but it's not for me, you know? And yeah, I also, like I said, I forgot my microphone, which means I'm currently recording on my iPhone. And of course I don't have a stand or anything for that. So it's basically sitting on like a cornflakes box. And I put a mug onto that cornflakes box, and onto that I put my iPhone so that it's like in the same height as my mouth. Guys, this setup is a mess. You don't want to see this. But I guess that's also why I kind of feel confused talking to you guys, because I'm not used to doing this. Like, I have a super comfortable setup at home in Berlin, where I'm actually from. And yeah, I kind of miss it. I gotta be honest, I kind of miss it. But I'm actually going to buy another office chair today after I finish this after I finish this voiceover, because I just can't stand it. Like, we're gonna go and buy one. I know it's the 23rd of December and we're probably going to die because so many people will be everywhere trying to buy last minute stuff, but I just need it. And in Germany, the stores close from tomorrow. Like, they're closed on the 25th and 26th. I don't know if that's in your country as well, but in Germany it's the case. So yeah, I really don't want to sit through another few days in this like super uncomfortable chair. But yeah, I don't even know if you care about this, but yeah, just a little something from my private life. But yeah, as you can see, I started making the box making the boxes look more random, if that makes sense. Because the thing was that it all looked very ordered. And if you look at like reference pictures of Ollivanders on the internet, you're gonna see that these boxes are actually placed really randomly. They're kind of messy and they're kind of all over the place in the shelves. And the way I placed them in my default shelf, I'm just gonna call it like that, it just looked a little too clean and just too clean, and I kind of wanted to mess things up. So that's what I did, and I did that a lot more than you can see in this video. I just wanted to cut that out because, again, you guys don't want to see me do the same stuff all over and over again. So yeah, I started to make it a little messier because, or like in a way that I sort of rotated that shelf and made that look a little crooked, if that makes sense. Is that the word for it? I don't even know. But yeah, and then I also rotated the boxes and placed them a little bit more randomly. It was a lot of fiddling around, but in the end I feel like it was worth it because it kind of has a nice look. But still, I wish that these boxes had like better swatches, because yeah, we don't have red boxes, and I feel like in Harry Potter, especially like in the first movie, which is where there's a super important scene in Ollivanders where oh my god, I'm sorry, I just had to get it out. And There's a super important scene at Ollivanders where Harry Potter gets his first wand, or like, yeah, his wand basically. And in that movie, like the tone of that movie is very red and very yellow and stuff. And we didn't have any of those colors for these boxes. So honestly, it kind of looks like a shop which is only made for Slytherins. But yeah, I myself am, by the way, a Ravenclaw. Also, tell me in the comments what house you guys are in if you're Harry Potter fans. I'm a Ravenclaw. And yeah, I'm super happy to be a Ravenclaw. Oh, also, which is super cute, we're gonna have like a little household in the save file, which is only the people that have worked on the save file. I don't know. It's like a household of I don't even know how many. Maybe it's even 2 because there's been a lot of people involved in the save file. And there's also a little sim self of me in there, and yeah, it's basically a version of my sim self that wears Ravenclaw clothes, and I'm super excited. Of course, it's like no CC, like the whole save file is not going to be CC, so don't worry about that. And yeah, I'm super excited to see that because the way Fry created that household, I already saw a little sneak peek of that. It was just so freaking cute. But yeah, so where was I? Yeah, this kind of looks like a Slytherin one shot, but I hope, yeah, I think it's okay. Like I'm obviously I'm going to change the color of the boxes because right now it all looks very the same because all of these shelves, like the origin of all of these shelves is basically that default shelf I made in the beginning. And that way all of the boxes also look the same. So I'm going to change the colors. I'm going to change like the way they're placed into the shelf, if that makes sense. So yeah, don't worry about that. It's gonna look better. And yeah, another thing was that all of this was like the same wooden color the whole time, and it kind of threw me off because looking at the reference pictures, that store looked really like a lot darker, and it was very hard for me to achieve that look. And honestly, I didn't. Like, that's the truth is I didn't. But yeah, the store was very dark. But the thing is, I am a person that loves to light the houses, like to light his houses up in The Sims 4 as much as he possibly can, just because I don't know, I like light spaces, I like the way it looks. I'm also using reshade, as you can see, and I just need that in my life. And if you light up everything in The Sims 4, or at least in this build, it doesn't really look like the original, because the original, I don't know, it's like only one very yeah, what can you say, like a very weak light is shining in the reference pictures, and it's like a very dark atmosphere, but still like super cozy and nice and comfy, and I don't know, like old and just charming, basically just charming. But I couldn't really achieve that because if you place lighting in The Sims 4, which is not as bright as the way I did it, it just looks a little off, as if you'd like have forgotten to add lights, because it also gives that blue tint, because as soon as something's dark in The Sims 4, as you can see in the rooms next to Ollivanders, it kind of has that blue tint and it doesn't really look good. So I really use dark wood swatches for this store, but they look super bright because of all the lights. And that way it also kind of looked one-dimensional, like very one-dimensional, and I didn't know what to do. So what I decided to do was to make the shelves that the boxes are in a little darker. And I know I've done that like a lot of minutes ago, and I needed some time to kind of introduce you to what I was about to say. But yeah, now I got it out. So I basically changed the color of the shelves. That's everything I wanted to say. I'm sorry that it took so long. And yeah, right now I'm just going ahead and adding some clutter to the shelves, because yeah, I really didn't know what to put there, like, because we don't really have a reference picture of that, obviously, because usually in films or movies we never really see like the top of a room, like, or what's happening like directly under the roof, because usually it's a set and it's not like there's no roof, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I kind of improvised and put some clutter items here and there. And yeah, it was the same for like Diagon Alley, which I'm going to build, which is what I'm going to build, or which is what I've already built, but I'm going to show it to you guys on Saturday. Because there were certain shops that, like, there's different versions of Diagon Alley, obviously. There's the well, kind of, I would say the OG, like the original version in the Warner Brothers studios in London. I've been there like 2 times, amazing place, love it there. And I could have just gone with that, but honestly, the version there kind of looks bland and boring. And also I wasn't really able to achieve that look. So I went on to search for more reference pictures. And then there's like a version from the, I don't know, like there's like these Universal theme parks or I think it's Universal, like Harry Potter World or something. I don't even know what it's called because I've never been there. But it's definitely, there's one in Japan and there's one like in Florida. I hope you know what I mean. And that version is also a little bit different. So I couldn't really decide what to go for because like I said, it's all very different, and kind of sometimes real life stuff is also very hard to achieve in The Sims 4, and you just have to do your own thing to make it look good. And that's what I ended up doing. Like I tried to be a little inspired by some shops I saw in the movies, for like in the original movies, but actually, I really just did my own thing and just tried to go with the vibe that I like the best. But I'm going to talk about that more on Saturday. It's just a thing I wanted to quickly say because obviously, oh, by the way, look at that. I placed that cute little Ollivander sim I got from the gallery into my build because I thought maybe I'm going to have more fun building this if he's there. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cute. But yeah, I always playtest my builds, especially here. If I use so much tool mod, it's like really important to do that. And that's why I place him there to just see if he could get around. So yeah, this is all playtested. You can play in this. You can use this as a retail store, by the way. So basically you could just set all of those boxes as items to sell. If they would respawn in the correct position, I don't even know if they would do that. But yeah, you can definitely use this as a retail store. I placed a little cash machine like in the back of the lot because I didn't really think that it fit the vibe. So like in the back of the store, not of the lot. And yeah, wait, another thing I wanted to talk about was, yeah, basically what I also did was, like I said, I placed other homes, like other random stores next to it from diagonally that I was just inspired by, or like that I was inspired to do. And on the other side, we actually have normal London townhouses. But there's also something you're not going to see in this video because, yeah, it's kind of part of the diagonally build. And yeah, oh, here I am actually furnishing these little windows. And in my imagination, these were so much cuter, and then I realized that I can't really pull it off. Like, it was really difficult because it was like the objects were very close to the platforms, and that made it so incredibly difficult to furnish them. So I didn't really have the time of my life doing that. I was like super annoyed by these little windows. I eventually made it work. Also, only one of these windows made it into this video because the other one I'm going to furnish in my diagonally build. I'm sorry guys, I will stop talking about the diagonally video that comes out on Saturday, but I just wanted to mention that because I was so frustrated after furnishing this left window that I kind of stopped here and started furnishing the other started building on the other shops, because back then I really didn't know if I really didn't know that I was going to split the video into 2 parts. And that's why I just kind of built like all over the place. And that's also why you already see some shops next to this one that I already started building. But I kind of wanted to include the way I put the little font of Ollivanders, but like obviously in Simlish onto the build because I didn't want to leave that out. It is part of the build, so it was supposed to be included. And that's what I did. And that's why you also see a little sneak preview of the shops next to it. I mean, I guess you've already seen every one of them because I showed it to you in the beginning of the video, but whatever. Yeah, you're gonna see how I've built them soon, like don't worry. I just cut to this segment of my building process to show you how I did the font. All right, at this point we're heading towards the end of this video, and I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching again. I hope that you liked it, and if you did, then feel free to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, and become a member of my lovely little pen cult. And if you want to follow me on my socials, they're linked down below in the description, together with my Twitch account. I stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Saturday. I'm gonna start streaming again in 2020 and can't wait to meet you there. And other than that, stay tuned for the diagonally build that comes out on Saturday. And yeah, see you next time. Bye everybody.